Talking with Charlie is brought to you by Chili's. Chili's $20 dinner for two, now with USDA choice sirloin steak.
Welcome back to the Charlie Manuel Show. It's now time for our Talking with Charlie segment. Charlie's got a lot of passions, hitting being one of them. But the other one, as we've come to find out this year, are cars. And a couple weeks ago, you got a chance to go to the Carlisle Spring Car Show, where I know you were looking at a '69 Mustang, which went for $77,000. That's one of the toys you'd like to get eventually, huh?
Actually, Tom, I thought it was going to sell for more than that. It was a Shelby GT350, 1969. I thought maybe it would bring anywhere from like 150 to about 200 grand.
So you had a good time with this?
I had an outstanding time. I got to see a sophomore class do an engine, like a car engine. They completely tore it down and they put it back together. And I think the record, I think it is like 21 minutes. They did not top that record, but at the same time, they did a tremendous job, and the time was, they did a very short time. I did, not that same engine, but I did 289 Ford engines, you know, like it come out of a Mustang car, like a 64.5 or a 65, and it would take me a week at least with all the parts. And, you know, like a lot of times back then, the way I had to do it, you know, like the parts were hard to find, so it'd take you sometime 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, that's some impressive stuff. So here's our Talking with Charlie segment. Charlie with some cars.
Welcome to Spring Carlisle, one of the world's largest car shows. Charlie's wanted to come here for years, and he finally got his chance. Media specialist Michael Garland gives him a personal tour.
I'm really excited about being here today.
Well, and I guess with the baseball schedule, when I first got the call, I thought about how the schedule usually plays out, and your off days are Mondays and Thursdays,
right.
And you know, our schedule really doesn't ever match up. So the fact that it did, and you know, you wanted to do this, that's just spectacular. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I know I'm going to really enjoy this.
You know, the weekend, we'll see over 100,000 people that come to the show over the course of a weekend, and the people that come here come from all parts of the country, and in some cases even all corners of the globe, and they're looking for that hard to find piece or part, the acreage is 82 acres on the grounds, and we have 8,100 vending spaces here. What's the draw for you to, you know, I understand you sort of picked us, that you wanted to come and check it out.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people tell me about coming here, like when I lived in Virginia, when I was a kid.
A lot of the draw with the folks that come here too is kind of the camaraderie of it all. For some of these folks, it's their car show family. They see these guys once or twice a year, and you know, they come here and hang out for 4 or 5 days and have a good time of it.
This is something.
Charlie got to check out some classic cars up close, and that's brought back a lot of memories.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Frank.
Hey, Frank. Yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah. Sharp looking car. First of all, the old ones to me, like they were. I got doing that because I just got into it. I never did it before, and I took a Chilton guide, a car guide, and opened it up, and I just bought me a Mustang, paid $500 for it, and started working on it. Started tearing it apart and putting it back together, and it wasn't hard. So you know, like I got into it, and I took a couple courses at Virginia Western auto body shops and things like that, and doing body work and redoing like air conditioners and things like that, and you know, knocking dents out of fenders, putting new parts on them and things like that, you know. And I got into it, and I liked it. When I would start working on something, when I started working on one, it was like I couldn't quit. I'd stay on it. I mean, and I guess that's the way you really work at it too. That's what I enjoy looking at the most is, you know, like I know how much time went into them, but also the ones that's totally original, like people have taken good care of them. But you know, like some of these cars, if the work has been done on them, it's first class. I mean, it's top of the line.
Hey, Charlie.
What's up? How you doing? Hi, Charlie. Things they got a lot of parts that are chromed, aren't they? Are they reproduction parts, or are they just re-chromed?
It's a little bit of both.
Really?
And it'll depend on the vendor. You know, there could be a guy here selling the exact same thing as a guy across the way, but this guy's might be refurbished, and the other guys could be original. I saw earlier today a gentleman that had an F650 pickup truck.
Okay.
And I'm not quite sure what you do with an F650 pickup truck, but It was big.
Was it? Yeah. It sounds big. Contreras has got what we call one of those big trucks.
Okay.
That's the reason I call him Big Truck, because he's got a truck. You got to have a ladder to climb in it.
That could be one of the F650s then.
That might, you know what that might be.
Something of the sort.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about it. See, Lieber had one of them too.
Okay.
GMC
See, is that what he has?
That's what he's got.
There's the 650.
That's what he's got.
Okay.
That's what he's got. Sure does.
Suppose that's good for an everyday driver to get you to the ballpark?
I get on him about how much gas it takes to fill it up. You know.
It's got to be a diesel.
The skipper's been in the market for a truck for a long time, but hasn't been able to pull the trigger.
See, I like his truck right here.
Yeah, it's basic. It's simple. It's basic.
See, I like that truck, Missy.
Do you have much of a car collection at home now?
No, I haven't. I had to sell mine quite a few years ago, and I you know, once I got into managing, especially on the major league level, I hadn't had trouble time to really like accumulate some stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get back into it if I ever get out of the game.
Can we get a quick
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Right.
Thank you so much.
My
wife said,
we
"Where
can
are
do
your
better
Phillies
now.
kids?"
You can get on Charlie Manuel show today. How
Really?
about that?
Awesome. Can't be much more proud than that.
We're gonna get there.
The highlight of my
Yeah.
trip. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Nice meeting you. Yeah.
Coming up next, Charlie's favorite part of the car show, watching high school kids take apart an engine, then put it all back together in record time.
How you doing?
Brad?
Hey, Brad. Hey, what's up? I want to see this someday.
We had a chance to see Charlie check out some classic cars at the Carlisle Car Show. Now it's the moment he's been waiting for. The kids from Cumberland Perry Votech putting their skills to the test.
Ready?
Yeah, let's go. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Their mission? To tear apart an engine, then put it back together in less than an hour.
What they have to do, they have to completely disassemble and get everything on that table. Once they're done, then they'll get signal back out to come out. All hand tools, no power tools allowed.
Okay.
Yep, speed wrenches are only allowed in certain areas.
Ford's the only thing I ever did.
Yeah.
I did some trucks too, like in the 70s or early 80s, things like that. You know, it took me a while though too. You acted like it's going to take you 3 or 4 hours. It used to take me, it'd take me 3 or 4 or 5 days sometimes probably.
Well,
I mean, and I could have everything sitting there too. You
Right.
know. I've also had to take it back apart a few times too. The valves can be very difficult if you know, like when I first started,
Yes.
very, 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 very tedious.
that's actually a lot of teams have. That's some of their biggest problems is when they're setting the valves, they can get that off,
Right.
which we check that at the end,
Right.
and then putting the distributor in at times can be
Right, yeah.
tricky. They can get one tooth off, and
Right. I'm getting a lesson right here, right now. You see that? You see this gas you're putting on there? Mm-hmm. I used to buy those for like 20 cents, and I had this, I got this Suburban, and I took it, I dropped off this shop one day, and they put 2 gaskets on the head of my car, and it cost me $395. I asked them, I said, what the hell for? And they started telling me about all the, you know, like all this, how they got to get to it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They make it so hard. You know, the gasket itself is about $30 now.
Yeah. Is that right?
That's funny that you
Yeah.
said.
I
Yeah.
used to get 20 cents or something like that, a quarter. I used to have an old Ford tractor down there on this farm, and then I'd go down and work on it. So like I'd just get back there and practice on it, I'd tear it down and put it back. Hey, it was difficult though. That torque wrench I used to use, it was the one that had the gauge on it.
Yep.
That's a needle.
Yeah, and the needle would flex
Right.
out to whatever.
Exactly.
So you had to get it. and-
Right,
yeah.
exactly. And that was, I tell you one thing, that was hard to get it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie, thanks for coming.
Yeah,
Good to
it's
see
nice
you.
meeting. Nice meeting.
What'd you think?
I think it's outstanding. How do you guys like it? Yeah. It's all right. That's what you. Hey, that kind of happens. You get tight.
I never. I
That's what, you know, your adrenaline kind of gets going and you can't control it. Yeah. You get kind of nervous. You know, like that's what you got to learn to control. Yep. But the first car I ever got, I had about 3 or 4 different people to work on it, and I did a lot of the work on it, was a 49 Ford. And we put a 56 Thunderbird motor in it. It was like,
Wow.
and then the block, every time I had a Hearst make-believe 4-speed in the floor.
Yep.
And I would come out of first gear and I'd hit second and I always break my axle on it, snap the axle.
Wow.
But finally we figured that out, but it took me a long time. But just to get the car running, it took us quite a while, but it was one of my favorite cars.
That's cool.
And I had cutoffs on it. You guys know what a cutoff is? You know, I had like 6 on it. And like I had a couple that come out of the trunk and 2 that come out of the side. And it was an interesting car.
That is cool.
After so many years of wanting to visit Carlisle, Charlie finally got his wish. And as he said, what a great way to spend his day off.